Welcome, everyone. Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, and again, welcome. I have two personnel to add to the agenda for way down on the end.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. And only remarks I have tonight is that I'm not feeling well and I may go home. If I do, Sandra Harris, our vice chair, will take over. But I'm going to try to make it as far as I can. All right, any open public comments?
That's you.
That would be you, Peggy, if you had anything. Well, I'm surprised that Barbara's not here.
Well, the weather maybe.
Ah,
I
yeah.
don't know why she drives.
Yeah. And we're going to take recycling committee and hold on to that until Heather comes in, if you all don't mind. All right, so then let's go to the minutes. And I have on the regular minutes, I have one correction. And it's halfway down the page where Sandy has developed a new name, and her last name now is Harris Seconded. Whoops. So if you could just correct that, have that corrected, and just no other I saw. And I saw nothing in the budget one. So if you wanted to do them together, you may. But take your time to read them.
I make a motion, we accept them as printed with the correction of my name.
Seconded.
You okay with that, Emily?
I wasn't there for on the
21st.
Okay,
So
so,
we should do them separate. We should do them separate.
then we'll do them separate. So, we'll do the minutes of the, November 21st first. As corrected, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Abstain.
And one abstention, no no's. No no's. Well, I don't know, mine kind of runs around a lot. All right, so, and then Sandy to go with the rest of it?
I make a motion, we accept minutes. I can't do the next other one because I wasn't here.
Right.
I'll make a motion we accept the minutes as written for November 22nd. Second.
All right. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any abstains? Because you weren't here, Sandy?
Abstain.
Yep. Any noes? You guys have it. All right, very good. Wow, that was fast. Bills and warrants, we're there already.
Madam Chair, I move that we approve and pay the following warrants. 11T, 11-T, accounts payable in the amount of $77,333.69. And payroll 47S in the amount of $8,923.18, and payroll 48S in the amount of $7,272.30.
Second.
Any discussion on that?
Only to mention that the large amount of the accounts payable is due to the VLCT payment that is authorized periodically. I think it's a 50% payment. Yeah, because the total came to like 100 and something 10,000, and there's a sheet in there on it. But anyway, this was 59,000. Yeah.
Semi-annual, no?
I thought it said semi-annual,
It does say semi-annual, but,
Right.
yeah, that's right.
so
Yeah, 'cause it's
there's
118.
actually another payment next year, but this is for the first half of January, of 2017, excuse me.
Yes, per year.
Well, I think
No,
that
it's,
it's the
calendar.
calendar year.
Calendar year?
Yeah.
so this is for 1/1/17 to 12/31.
Motion's been made and seconded to authorize and pay warrant, the following warrants: 11T, accounts payable in the amount of $77,333.69. 47S payroll, $8,923.18. 48S payroll, $7,272.30. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. Oops. I'm putting away my agenda. I will be lost if I do that. No new business, old business, this junk ordinance. Now, you said you had a timeline here. Oops, what I do with it?
You guys.
Yep, I know, I've seen it, but what I did was put it in the back. All right, so what is it, can we approve this tonight? And then continue on with this, what would be the first thing would be that the select board adopts it, right? And the second thing, that the adopted ordinance must be entered into the select board meeting minutes, which we would do. Oh, and
Posted.
in 5 places?
That's that's by statute.
Just the ordinance?
Yeah, it's kind of weird, because I don't know if it's the ordinance or the minutes. I would suggest posting the ordinance to give people a chance to really read it.
Yeah, I would say that,
Yeah.
rather than the minutes,
Yeah.
that the minutes just state that the ordinance has been adopted. All right, and then 14 days after that, the full text of the ordinance must be published in the newspaper. Wow, that's gonna cost some money.
No, you can do a concise summary, so
Yeah.
we can,
Okay.
really, especially with this particular ordinance, we can hit the highlights.
Okay,
Pretty.
because we do know some of it.
Well, this, not to make, this will in fact impact some people,
Oh, yes.
and you're probably gonna get some heat over it, so it's
Yeah.
important to understand that. On
You
the
know,
other
it's not
hand,
that long, maybe it should be all in.
well, on the other hand, I think for matters of safety and general health of the community, that something like this does need to be enacted.
Oh, I absolutely
So-
agree with
So
you.
therefore, I move that we adopt the ordinance this evening.
Second.
Did everybody catch that?
No.
All right, motion's been made and seconded to adopt the junk ordinance as written. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
I haven't read it yet, so I'm gonna abstain, sorry. I know, I'm horrible.
You've only had 7.
I know.
I'm just kidding. We just
Well,
getting it all in full, so
if,
in the last couple of
There's
weeks.
enough for it to pass, so it
If
doesn't
I
matter
might
anyway.
just expand on it a little bit, I think that this is a good thing from the standard. It's not, some people might classify this as like zoning or something. I wouldn't call it that. What I would say is that it promotes and protects the health and safety of the community.
Of course.
And that's why I think it's important to adopt something like this.
Mm-hmm.
You know, especially if you could get into situations where there could be attraction of vermin. People are starting to live closer and closer together, and I think that it's will help to make the community safer for adults and children, and
I know.
pets and all the rest of it.
I agree. So we got 4 ayes and 1 abstention. And that's the way the vote went.
I think it's also important to note, given the schedule that we have, that if there are things that come up that need to be modified, we have an avenue there to do that. Because it's going through a hearing process. And so we'll be you know, that'll be
Let me finish
something
reading
that we
the,
can incorporate.
because some people can do that. Within 14 days, I'm going to start with number 3 because I've already said number 1 and 2. Within 14 days of the adoption, the full text of the ordinance or a concise summary must be published in the newspaper circulating in the town. Publication in the paper must include the name of the town, the name of the town's website, title, if there is one, title or subject of the ordinance, name, telephone number, mailing address of the officer who can answer questions. Excuse me. Where the full text can be examined, an explanation of citizens' rights to petition for a vote to disapprove the ordinance. Let's see, the full text could actually go on Martin's unofficial town website and Brana's page, right? I mean, that would,
Yeah, something
And we
like-
could have it available at the town clerk's office.
oh, of course, definitely at the town
And-
clerk's office.
And we'll author a press release to see if we can get a more detailed.
And plus, it's only 4 pages plus a little bit, so.
Okay, all right, and then voters have 44 days to submit a petition signed by 5% of the qualified voters of the town for a town meeting, special or annual, to vote to determine whether the voters will disapprove the ordinance or rule. If a petition is received, select board must call a special meeting within 60 days from the date of its receipt or include an article to disapprove the ordinance in writing for the next annual town meeting if it falls within the 60-day period. Number 6, voting will be from the floor unless the town has previously decided to vote on public questions by Australian ballot. 7, if the ordinance is not disapproved, it will take effect at the conclusion of the meeting or at a later date specified in the ordinance. 8, if no petition is received, the ordinance will become effective 60 days after the date of its adoption, or at such a time following the expiration of the 60 days as determined by the select board. And the ordinance must be recorded by the town clerk of the town records. All right, so that gives, Greg, thank you for that, Michelle.
I will actually bring one tomorrow night for you to sign, because I forgot to take draft off the top. That's my bad.
Uh-oh, bad. We could write draft on one of them, couldn't we?
No.
No, I need to take it off.
We need to take it off. Oh, yes, there it
Because it was
is.
scribble.
Never mind.
Scribble over it with ink.
All right, so the Sky Solar net metering contract. And you have the attorney's letter or email right there.
Is this all the changes he proposed?
No, I gave everybody a copy of his email. Those were the only changes that, the town attorney suggested. I think one of them was actually just a typo.
Was it changed?
I haven't heard from everybody yet, so I don't know if you wanna go forward with these suggestions. That's really what I need to find out. And then, and sign it, or if you don't agree
I
with
thought
these
we only had
suggestions.
until the 30th of November.
That was the goal, I think.
That was the goal, and I had told Jesse over at Sky Solar that you were seriously considering, and we knew you would sign the contract, we were working out some details, so,
Okay.
they're okay with that.
All right.
What the attorney recommended, was that incorporated in here? No. I'd like to see incorporated, because I thought they were good suggestions.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, you're the only one I think I've heard from. So I don't know what to do.
My bad. Now, you followed right by the four.
Would you like a motion to say that we'll approve it if the corrections are made?
Yeah.
Madam Chair, I move that let me word this properly here. The net metering agreement be approved with the changes recommended by the Vernon Town Attorney, and that these changes be made by Sky, what is the place?
Sky Solar.
Sky Solar, And that at the, and then the town, the
And bring it back
select
for our
board
approval.
for signature, yeah.
Mhm.
Second.
Sorry
All
about
right,
that. Disjointed.
motion's been made and seconded to have Sky Solar make the suggested changes. And if so done, then them brought back for approval and signature. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any nays? No nays. Ayes have it. I'm gonna tell you that I'm not gonna go for this.
No, that's fine.
Only because the commitment, to commit the town for 20 years, I don't, I won't be voting in the affirmative
Well,
on that.
that's, and certainly that is a concern, that people need to understand that it is a 20-year thing, but I know why they need it on that end.
Oh, I do
'cause they
understand
need
that too,
people to sign
right,
up for it.
yep. I absolutely agree. We're still waiting for Heather. What, you said Heather probably wouldn't be here much before 7?
Around 7.
Yeah, that's fine. Let me, state the upcoming, meeting schedules.
Well, you need to settle on those, because they're different, because both the next 2 meetings in January, the
Yeah,
January meetings fall on holidays.
Yes, I know, I thought we discussed that and we had said January 3rd, we would be meeting, which would be our regular meeting. Because January 1st falls on the Sunday, so the Monday would be the holiday,
Monday would be
yeah.
the, I think.
So Tuesday, okay with you for the 3rd, everybody?
Yeah.
That's fine.
Okay. All right, and then, the 15th of January is a holiday, which I believe is President's Day or Washington's Day. What is it? Martin Luther. So, how about we do that on Tuesday, the 17th, instead of the 16th? Is that okay?
Fine with me.
All right, so that's what we'll do. Please let Blaska know, because she had asked me, and I had said, I believe it was the 3rd, but I wasn't sure, and, so that's a definite. Anyway, so go back to, budget work session, Tuesday, December 5th, tomorrow night. And I believe that would,
December
The 7th, 6th, yeah.
Today's the fifth.
oh, today's the 5th, I'm so sorry.
No, that's my fault.
Why is that your fault?
She wrote the fifth one.
Oh,
I
boy.
did it, it's my bad.
See, that's what I get for reading word for word.
We need to add a personnel executive session to the end. Oh, never mind, you guys didn't get
I did.
it. So we could fire Michelle.
Fire that.
Because she wrote the wrong date. I'm
Okay.
so glad.
Come on, it's not that late yet.
I'm so glad my husband gets me. I'd be.
You almost said it. Go there. Anyway, okay, so, our budget work session is tomorrow night, Tuesday, December 6th. And we have here budget work session, Tuesday, December 20th, but are we not gonna finalize it tomorrow night and be done with it and then have, yeah, I thought so
If
too.
you may, that was the last one that I had put on the original schedule as the extra one, to save on your
Oh,
date,
okay.
in case you were not done with
I
the
think it's
budget,
wise
so.
to keep it.
Yeah,
in
all right,
case
then we'll
something
keep
crops
it,
up.
just in case.
And then we can always cancel it, yeah.
Yeah, all right,
I think
that
that's
sounds
a
good.
wise thing to do.
All right, so a regular meeting will be on Monday, the 19th, and if need be, no, we're gonna set up a budget work session for Tuesday, December 20th. If we do not need it, we'll cancel it. All right, that sounds good. And would you like to go and do these executive sessions now, or take a 5-minute break?
Want me
Well,
to do my
Do the
notes?
If we
report.
wanna
Oh,
wait for,
We can have her
we
do
could
her
have her
notes.
doing
Yeah.
I don't have a lot of them.
Oh, good.
The state's attorney came back with our audit results on the vote, and what they came up with was very, very close to what we as a town had, so they gave Tim, our town clerk, a big kudos on
Good.
the election, so the audit went well.
Thank you,
Um,
Tim. Awesome work.
He also provided everyone with a
And
master
everybody else.
list of all the term expirations, and we just wanted you to double check and make sure that yours was correct, and get that. The energy auditors were here last week and did a walkthrough of the town garage, the fire station, and the town office. They have recommended not doing a full-out audit on the garage or the fire station until we upgrade insulation, cause they just walked in and said, you need insulation. Above and beyond that, it's not gonna have any effect, you need to insulate. The town hall, however, they did recommend doing a full-on, energy audit, so we'll have that done on a Friday in January. So that's coming up.
Question on that. The quotes that you had given us, was that for the full-on audit, or was that for what they did?
So that was for the full-on audit. So they
Okay,
just
okay.
came by to see if they would do a whole one
Right.
in all the buildings.
Okay.
And, they said, no,
So
it
what
wouldn't
we,
be worth it.
what
if
we
you wanted to.
authorized is not going to be spent because
Right.
they're not recommending, okay,
Right,
cool.
absolutely. However, in the future, we should probably look at getting some insulation in some of those buildings, but, that's another discussion for another time. Everybody is, aware that North Star is purchasing the dam, right, so that's kinda old news now. So, okay, I personally, this doesn't have to go into personnel, cause I don't care if the whole world knows. Will be adjusting my schedule for the month of January as my husband gets knee surgery, and I'm carting him around the home, rolled and shoveling all winter. Awesome. So I just wanted to let you all know that.
We can go to therapy together. Jack's having his surgery in January.
So if you need to reach me, please call my cell phone, but likely I'll be coming in on Fridays for that, at least for that month, to try to, unless he wants to stay at work until 10 o'clock at night, which he probably doesn't. And, everyone's been invited to the Vermont Association for Chiefs of Police dinner, and I didn't know if anybody was interested in attending that, or thought it was something that I should attend. On the surface, it doesn't look like anything to me, but, okay, and that is all of my
We
news.
had to just walk in the room.
Perfect timing.
Is it? Oh,
And
nice.
Heather's here.
There.
We've been waiting for you.
Here I am.
Isn't it nice to be wanted and needed and cared for
Yes,
and loved?
it is.
Yeah. Why don't you both join us right up here at the table? So, you're down to two people.
Three. Bob.
Oh, that's right. And we'll talk in January about if you want.
Yeah.
Okay, so from there, take it away. You have come up with some suggestions and stuff. I hear you've worked very, very hard on something.
All I have is, what's going to be projected Vernon Solid Waste Fund balance of July 1st, 2017.
Oh, from July, wow, okay.
Is projected
Yep,
what's gonna be in the Vernon Solid Waste Fund.
okay.
$26,500.
Okay, so I would assume that what we need to do is raise money for that fund again for the Wyndham Solid Waste, that,
The assessment.
the assessment.
Yeah,
Okay.
that, I don't even, that's like, because, yes.
Yeah, that's a separate from you guys, but,
Yeah.
but we would need to do an article to put that money in there, okay?
Right.
Yep.
And so the projected bag sale revenue for the year 2017, 2018, based on, the bag sales when we changed the price
Yep,
to present, for that year, 2017, 2018, would be $63,000. That's a projected revenue.
wow, that's not bad. At least it's not the
As long
whole.
as long as our expenses are.
Well, we don't, well,
No, I know.
and the only known expenses that we really know that we're going to have for 2017, 2018, would be large bag purchases and the Guilford store fee. So the large bag purchases is estimated at like $4,000, and the Guilford store fee is at $500. And we have unknown expenses for triple T services.
Right. Now, I keep forgetting, and I'm wrong, please, someone else correct me if I'm wrong, I mean, because I don't know, I don't remember. But, we can raise taxpayers' money on which? The rubbish
Recycling.
or the recycling?
Recycling.
Okay,
Pick up and tipping.
I never remember that.
So, you can do it on recycling, the tipping and the pickup, and also, compost,
Oh,
the compost bin.
okay.
Is the compost bin is separate, that's not part of the assessment, that wisdom?
No, that's separate.
Say that again, tipping, compost, and
Tipping and
Pickup.
pickup for recycling,
okay,
and then the compost bin.
all right.
Question, is it 2020 that we're gonna have to offer or are we going to have to offer curbside compost?
We
Is
would
that
like
part of
to apply for an exemption.
But is that the way that the legislation is right now, is it by 2020?
Yes,
If we offer the curbside garbage, rubbish, then we have to offer the recycling and then eventually the compost?
correct.
Okay.
Or we try to keep it as it is with the bin.
By, applying for the exemption?
Yes.
Okay.
I have some concerns about the curbside, but I suppose that's some other topic for some other meeting. But I
Curbside what?
just think about some people putting their rubbish out the night before, and there's all this concern about bears and dogs and everything
Yeah.
getting into the rubbish. My God, if they start putting that stuff out the night before, it's gonna be like a smorgasbord.
Well, maybe what we should do is, maybe in our select board's, report in the town report, that maybe we could have a little blurb in there, something about, try not to put your rubbish out the night before because of, you're tempting bears, you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, the
Kind of like a
rubbish isn't
warning,
so
that we
bad,
can't
but
tell
that-
them what to do, because they'll
That
do
compost
what they
stuff
wanna do.
is,
but-
Well, we
actually
have,
very
we have
attractive.
time, yeah, we have time, it's not
Yeah,
until.
right, and you said you're gonna try to get an exemption to that?
Yeah,
Well, that would be wonderful if
Yeah.
we could get one and just leave it where it is, because those bins are very secure there, I think, but putting it out by the road, I mean, good God.
if you're a bear, you can just lift them open and.
Oh, I don't care if they go in and stuff themselves, but it's not
Kick
at least at
the,
the end
kick
of
the
my driveway.
barrel down the road if they
I
want to.
don't,
Kick
yeah, I
the
don't,
bucket, so
I
to
just don't want
speak.
bears converging on Whitetail Drive,
Right,
that's
right,
all.
right.
If they wanna go to the town garage, go for it.
Wow, all right, yeah, I think that, do you think that we should raise the prices or go down some on the,
You can't go down,
can't go down?
No,
no,
we have the sales from, the figures from July, August, September, and October. We don't have the figures from November from the treasurer yet, of course. But that tells us what we're taking in for bag sales and what our expenses were.
Okay,
What was our average loss per month? You have that figure? We're still running in
About
the red per month.
$4,000
That's why
a
you've
month.
gotta raise money.
$4,000 a month?
Well, October was 3,100. We had it figured out someplace.
Raise prices.
Here.
Is that across several months?
No, that's what we're,
That's is that
The-
recycling or rubbish?
That's-
Rubbish.
Bags,
that's
the-
everything,
Everything.
because
That's everything.
everything's,
That's
except for the
across.
solid waste,
Yeah, don't
Budget.
forget, we gotta pay for tipping fees and all that, and if we raise it in taxes, then we won't be that,
we won't, because of the, yes,
Yeah.
if you go to the recycling, if you raise it through taxes, the recycling and composting, then you eliminate
yeah, that, the
some
price.
of the expenses,
Yep.
and then you also eliminate the problem of people using the service but not paying,
Yes,
paying for the service,
right, yeah.
so.
Not
Yeah,
buying
that'll
trash
do
Right.
it, yeah, I think we'll be okay if we do put it in the budget.
bags. Right now,
I
you're
gotta,
also
Sandy,
paying
take
for,
over, I gotta go to the
Right now, you're also paying for the dumpsters at the fire department, the school, and
Oh,
that's
yes,
right.
that's also-
that's
we
in
changed.
here too, so
Yes, so
part
that's,
of the reason that we're having a loss is because we're still paying for that out of this fund,
Thank you very much.
so.
I mean, you explained it so I understand.
And this
That's
is all
good.
kind of speculation, you know, if the bag sales remain the same, if the
tipping fees, you mean?
tipping fees, if people
Right.
start putting out more garbage or less garbage or more
It's-
recycling, we just, you know, it's all, we don't know. We don't know what's gonna happen with the solid waste management either, right?
Well, we have a good idea. Bob's not here tonight because I'm sure he's attending the public forum, public hearing. So, I had to fill in for Cheryl Franklin at the, that's such a mouthful, at the district's, meeting last month where they were voting on whether or not to close the MRF and then the assessment method. So what ended up getting voted on was to keep the MRF open. And they came up with kind of a last minute assessment method, which was still population based, but they were adding I think it was a 20% surcharge to any of the, basically the transfer station towns. So, cause the trucking, they are costing more to, you know, go out to those outlying towns to pick up, bless you. So because they were changing their assessment model, they had to hold a public hearing, which is tonight, so that the public can agree or disagree or whatever. And then I think it's Wednesday night. Is Wednesday the 8th?
I think so.
No, that's Thursday. So maybe,
you're
maybe
right.
it is
You're-
Wednesday. But anyway, later this week, the representatives are coming back to make the final decision on what is gonna happen, so.
So, is there still a possibility that the recycling center may close?
I would say
The
it's
recycling part of it?
I would say it's a slim possibility.
A slim possibility,
Yeah.
so then if that happened, that changes whatever you need, that will
It
tell you
does.
what you have to raise for taxes. to cover the
Right,
cost.
it would change what you have to raise for taxes, and me personally, if they close the MRF, I think it might be worthwhile to explore going back to weekly recycling. Because if we're,
Oh,
you know what I
yeah.
mean, because we lose the bins, if they close the MRF, we lose the bins. Well, there's a couple of different options, you know, either we lose the bins, and then you would assume that more people would be recycling curbside and, would be having overflow, or, I guess we can buy the bins, or we can still contract the bins with Triple T. So I mean, we don't necessarily lose the bins, but we lose them, if the MRF closes, then we lose them as part of the districts.
Yep.
So everything's
Yeah.
kind of still,
Yeah.
maybe,
I
maybe
mean,
not.
yeah.
Well, that's
I mean,
something we
so-
need to think about tomorrow night when we're doing our budget, as far as
Right.
that goes. and
Yeah.
Yeah,
stuff,
me,
so.
and
It'll be interesting, because Bob and I were both quite surprised at how the vote turned out. Mainly because I believe that Brattleboro was in favor of closing the MRF, but then they voted to keep it open. So I don't know if it was a very, very confusing meeting. I don't know if the rep just got confused or what, I'm not sure. So, I mean, and they haven't, we voted on a draft or something like that. So the final vote is actually tomorrow. So I mean,
Thursday.
it's Thursday, thank you.
So what do you think that would be a good figure monthly that we should think about? Do you think we should take in consideration it might cost us $4,500 a month, or $5,000 a month? So is what we add in our budget, is that pretty much, because you said we're spending 4,100 over?
But you also have the composting, recycling. You have composting, recycling pickup, recycling tipping, and you have the town services, the fire department, the school, the
Rec?
rec, and whoever else
Mhm.
are still in this budget.
Yeah, they have to be there, I mean.
For this year, but not for next year.
Right,
Next year, the
We were
department
I thought we
should,
were gonna break it down.
We are for next year.
Yeah.
But, so right now, we, if I remember correctly, we had a pretty large fund balance. So way back when we reduced the prices, we decided to reduce the prices and kind of.
Right.
The fund was gonna absorb the losses. We knew we were gonna have losses. We knew we were gonna operate in the red. But the fund balance was high enough that we thought that we could kind of bring it down a little bit. Knowing that for 17-18, we
Things
were
have
going,
changed.
right, we were gonna pay for recycling and compost with taxes, and we were gonna put the assessment, in by taxes, to try to get pay-as-you-throw just completely isolated, get the municipal stuff out of the pay-as-you-throw. We wanted to just get it in there, so that's why they're saying like the anticipated fund balance projection is 26.5, cause right now it's probably at, I don't know,
80s.
40 or something,
that's
and
at,
it doesn't, I'm just
Yeah,
ballparking,
yeah,
but
but
we,
we
say it's
calculated
4,000,
it all
yeah.
out and said, okay,
But-
we're,
But
Yeah.
say it's a $4,000 balance, $4,000 loss every month, so that's,
that's what we
December,
felt,
January,
yeah.
February, all the way through the end of June,
48,
by 48,
we need to
so
reduce
right now,
taxes.
okay.
48,000.
Right.
Yeah.
So they wrote it to 50.
I agree, that's why I was saying, I wasn't
Yeah.
sure what
So
the
what
monthly
you
was,
need
so
in
that-
taxes will all be based on what you're paying Triple T for recycling
Right,
and the compost.
Yep.
So we'll
Yep.
so what we need
we'll
to
get
know,
we'll have Michelle perhaps call Triple T tomorrow and. get
well,
some-
either Triple T or Cindy, I mean, we just need to know how much we've been paying for recycling and compost
Yeah, Triple T.
over the last,
Yep.
however
Yeah,
long,
and then,
so
yeah,
that,
of course, Cindy, sorry, didn't
yeah.
mean to leave her out.
because I mean, we don't necessarily need to know,
Is
I
the
don't
tipping
think.
broken down yet?
I have
Oh,
the
on the
bills
bills?
in the last.
Yes, because you have
Oh,
tipping for
okay.
trash and you have
Right,
tipping for
right.
recycling, so
Yeah, if
there's
they're
two
not broken
different.
out on the bills, then Cindy wouldn't know.
So
right.
they're, and trash is every week
Oh,
and
so I guess I
recycling's
was
every
right
other
to
week.
ask
Yeah.
for
And
Triple
wouldn't you
T to-
need the figures from Triple T to know what they're gonna charge you for
Yes,
next year? It
absolutely.
might change.
Yeah,
I mean, we
Yeah.
don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
that's why we can't.
Yeah, that's
Right.
why we're gonna ask Michelle, right?
Yeah, I guess going to Triple T would be, yeah, to give us an estimate on
yeah,
what
because they're
the
two different
recycling-
animals.
Yeah,
Very
And
good.
the departments have, the departments, the fire department, the rec department, the garage, and the town offices have all allowed room in their budgets for covering
We
these
need to make sure.
expenses for next year, I hope.
I'm not sure
No,
that I've seen that,
we have not
but we need
put
to
it
make
in.
sure that it, yeah, we need to
And the
make sure
school
that
is
it
gonna
is.
become under the select board budget?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll put it all into the select board budget for now. Yep.
Do you want a copy of projected?
Yes, thank you.
I have one copy.
Give it to
I
Steve,
don't
and
think
go ahead and read it, Steve, and then pass it along. Yeah, all right. Thank you so very much, and thank you for remaining on it, doing so much work,
You're
and
welcome.
keeping up with it. I know it's,
A little mind
There's a
boggling.
lot of people, when
It's
things
a
come
dirty
up on
job. Somebody's
Facebook, a
gotta
lot
do
of
it.
people have comments to make, and I really wish that they would step forward. You know, a lot of them have good ideas or good suggestions, and if they would step forward and be on the committee, it might be a big help. You know,
I haven't
if
been
you
on
can't get
Facebook much
involved
in
and
the last few
understand.
days, weeks, maybe. Yeah. Maybe, yeah, maybe tell them that. Yeah.
Could we, put it in the Vernon News that
Yep,
we're looking for people?
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
great.
all right, thanks so much.
Okay,
Thank
thank you.
Thank you very, very much. Anyway, all right, so, let's go to, any public participation for anything that was on the budget.
Agenda.
What'd I say, a budget? Of course, because I got budget on my mind, on the agenda. If not, we're gonna go into executive session. We have, two personnels that we need to speak about, and, It may or may not be lengthy, you can sit out there and wait, or you can go home with our thanks for coming. We will leave after that, no action will be
Oh,
taken.
no action, because
Nope, not tonight, tomorrow night, oh, maybe if we, on the budget, will be, definitely. Okay?
Madam Chair,
Yes.
I move we go into executive session with our town administrator, on personnel appointment or employment or evaluation of a public officer or employee, 1 VSA 3133A3.
All right, and that's, two different ones?
Two different ones, yes.
Okay. All right, motion's been made and seconded to go into executive session on two separate personnel issues, for which the detriment, I mean, it could be a detriment to the town or the persons involved, all, with our administrator. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it. We went into executive session at
7:11.
7:13, 7:11, whichever, and came out at 7:43. No action taken.
Madam Chair,
Yes,
I move we adjourn.
so done. Everybody okay?
Yeah, so it was a,
We're adjourned.
it was a, like a gas tank,